What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Gerald from Bank of Gerald here with another video update. Today is Wednesday, June the 22nd, 2022. Today, we're going to get into the dark side a little bit. And this is a result of the latest hype that we have decided to join. And before I get into it, really, I want to just get this out the way so I can just go ahead and speak, right? I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I am not your financial advisor. I'm just a dude on YouTube showing you guys how I'm cranking out that crypto in many different platforms, nothing more, nothing less than that. If you like this content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you haven't already, you want to be updated and notified about everything going on here at BOJ, make sure you hit the notification bell as well. Those of you that have been watching me for a long time, you know that this is how I got my start. I started in these platforms, these Hyips, these high yield interest platforms. And this latest one that we were in, I literally said to everyone, you know, I've been on a hiatus because I wanted to see how they last without me. So this one I said, you know, I'm going to go ahead and talk about it. I'm gonna put a little skin in the game in it and we'll see what happens, right? And for 10 days, it went off pretty well. Well, I'll say 9 days because yesterday is when we had our first hitch in the system, right? Is when we saw our first pendings. However, very soon after that, we got our withdrawals back, all right? Now, of course, you can see by the title of the video, you already know what happened, right? But I just want to talk about some of the red flags that we see in the space so that we know when platforms are no longer working, all right? So we know when Hyips have decided to be here today and gone tomorrow, because it sure does happen all the time in Hyips. It is the risk that we take in this space. And it proves a few things with Hyips, especially, right? The first thing is being a passive investor in a Hype is almost 99.9% you're going to lose your money, or you're going to get in too late. You're going to do something that you might over leverage. You know, if you're a passive person in a Hype, it's very hard to make your money back. If you want to make your money back in a Hype, you pretty much got to be a person that has decided they're going to share the opportunity with other like-minded people that are willing to take that chance. It has been a long time since I have personally been in a Hype since day zero that has actually gone the distance and paid out passively over the amount that I put in, right? So if I was a person that was not on YouTube, let's keep it real. If I was a person that was not sharing the journey on YouTube, there's no way that I would have been able to withdraw $4,000 from this platform, period. This is Aplextrade we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that didn't know. So let me just say Aplextrade has stopped paying, right? As you all saw in the description, Aplextrade has stopped paying. I found that information, first of all, in the Telegram group. Well, somebody left a comment, right, and said they're gone. All right, cool. Hypes come and go, we already know. But there's some things to look for, right? So if we go to Aplextrade, and actually we go to the Telegram group is where we're going to go. So I'm going to show you. See if we can't get in this Telegram group and show you guys. So as you can see, everything that was in this Telegram group before was deleted and the chat was shut off. So usually we just see the chat shut off, but in this one, they deleted everything prior to it. All right. So that's one thing. That's one thing that can tell you, hey, the platform has stopped paying, you know, don't deposit any more money into this platform. All right. Now, it told people in the group we're trying to be around for 8 months and all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. When you're doing 4.1% guaranteed, like you're guaranteeing 4.1%, chances are the platform is not going to last. That is what we have experienced. The website is still up, still active. So those people out there, if you got to share this video with others, share with others so they know that this platform is no longer paying. It's 10 days online. It had 30-day plans, which means it did not go the distance. All right. Now, that's just what happens in Hyips. This is what can happen. And it's the risk we take when we join them. We join them knowing that whatever we put in there, we were willing to lose. All right. Some may think that's cliche. Some may think that's rhetoric, whatever. But that's the truth of the space. The way that we are able to move on and feel fine about things is if we just decide that whatever we're depositing ourselves, we're okay with losing. Now, nobody knew it was going to go 10 days. Nobody knew it was going to go more than 3 days. There's some platforms that shut down after 1 day, right? So the fact that this platform paid out for 10 days, it was okay. But of course, if we're a passive person, say that total investment, like I've been saying in my videos about this, we want to see the total investment pass we want to see the profit, the current profit pass the total investment. And it didn't do that. The only profit we made from our plans passively was $1,100. And some of that we're not even able to withdraw because we're not able to withdraw right now. So total investment, we were at a loss. Because we were active, we were able to make a profit in the project. But that only happens for people that are sharing the opportunity. And let's keep it real. Not all of you are going to share the opportunities. So this is that battle. This is that thing that actually I was trying to kind of prove, because we all know at this point that there are platforms that will last. There are the NOVATECHs, there are the funds, there are those Paribas out there. There are those companies that have been around for years, the Elevate Passes. There are platforms out here that have stood the test of time. However, Hyips do not tend to do that. How do we know a hype when we see one? When they make guarantees, when they say, oh, we're going to guarantee you 4.1% for this amount of time. As we all know, the market has a heavy effect on these platforms. And if the market is not doing well, then the platform can suffer. We have seen platforms like a PEGASUS that guarantee 1.5% a day and still is going on. I mean, we're going on 2 months just personally. That platform has been around for a few months. And we'll talk about that one a little later. But I just wanted to come on here and say, look, this was the case study of Aplextrade. We put about a little less than 3,000 in. We were able to withdraw a little over 4,000, but that is because we're active. If you're not active, you lost. Bottom line. So that's one of those harsh truths that's like, okay, you make a decision in the space. It's like, all right, well, knowing that Hyips pretty much only reward the people that are active. Sometimes it can get you to a point to where you're making some, profit if you were just passive. But most of the time, the spoils go to the people that go and do the work. And nothing's wrong with that, by the way, because I'm a person that goes and does the work. So people come for me all the time. It's okay. I've accepted that as a part of what you have to deal with in the space as you do your best to try to bring good opportunities to your own docket. That's all I'm trying to do. I didn't put 3,000 in here to lose it, but I put it in here willing to lose it in order to gain. And that's a mindset shift. That's not just rhetoric. That's not just cliche. That's not just me talking. So there's a mindset behind this space. You can play the game or you can get played. And Aplextrade decided it was going to exit stage left. So depending on what side of the game you were on, pretty much decided whether you won or lost. And I'll say this right now, my focus is going to be on platforms that have legs. This was just an opportunity to say, hey, Hyips have been suffering without me. Let's see if I make that big of a deal in the hype game. I don't. They still going to decide to rug. They still going to decide to pull. And we've got so many platforms out here that aren't guaranteeing you daily anything, but consistently are available. And we're not talking about after a week, 2 weeks. We're talking about years. We're talking about half a year, 6 months, 8 months. You know, we've got some things that just popped up that have been around for some time and that we're just now getting involved in that have some legs. So we're excited about those things, just like we're excited about anything we bring on the platform. But at some point, we have to be real about what is out there, right? And platforms that make these high guarantees, like 4% a week, they're not meant to stay here. So you have to decide whether you want to play that game. Now, I understand that some of you want to play that game because you've seen things in the past. You've been around. This is not your first rodeo. Some of you have been around longer than I have playing in this space, understanding what Hyips can do. And you want more platforms like this. If you're one of those people, leave a comment. I'd like to know. Because if you, I get hit up about these platforms all the time. They're not my personal interest, but if people out there want to know, like they want these platforms, they want me to talk about some of these platforms, then maybe I will. Now, there's a difference between that and talking about a platform that I don't have any money in. A lot of people ask me about platforms that I don't have money in, and I can't give you any answers on them because I'm not personally invested. And the only platforms that I talk about on my channel are platforms that I have first went ahead and made a deposit in. So that's just how I roll. If it don't line up with that, then probably don't do it. I really don't do it. With that being said, Aplextrade is stop paying. So please don't make any more deposits into Aplextrade. It was a hype. We have been mentioning that it was a hype from day one. We know that they're here today and gone tomorrow. And this is probably going to be my last one for a little while, unless the people say, hey, BOJ, we still want to play. And if the people still want to play, I got to give the people what they want. But at the end of the day, I want to make it very clear that my focus is on the platforms that can last. And there's going to be a lot of people that talk about me and say, oh, BOJ only brings scams. He only brings these platforms that go away. I'll let you all know right now, most of these platforms, they decide to go away. But some of them will last long enough for you to make a little bit of money. And if you want to play the game, stay around, play the game. If you don't want to play the game, then don't. Take your ball and go home. Either one of those choices is perfectly fine. And as long as you can live with it, then make whatever choice better suits you and your personal situation. All right. I always am an advocate for that. Never over leverage yourself past the point where you are putting your family, yourself, your own personal health at risk. It's not worth it in this space. This is like the casino. All right. That being said, put your 2FA on all the platforms that will allow you and all your wallets, because crypto is indeed the wild, wild west. And if you ain't strapped, you're bound to get hacked. Ask me how I know. It is not very fun at all. If you like this content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you want to be updated and notified about everything going on here at BOJ, make sure you hit the notification bell as well. Also, remember, never over leverage yourself and put more than you are willing to lose in any one of these platforms. It is not cliche. It is not rhetoric. It is truth. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out.